Welcome back to the bettors on Monday morning breakdown. We will start with MLB today. From now on, we will always start with the MLB. We will break down the slate traditionally, like we always do, and then we will talk some NBA baseball to end the show every day. It's not going to be always game breakdowns, but like generally just some views about each series, stuff like that. Today we are going to do a quick look on the four playing tournaments. I'm going to talk a few minutes about each of them. Who I think will win it and how I think things will go down. All right, we'll get into MLB in a sec. One other note, there won't be a show on Wednesday. I'm getting my second vaccine on Wednesday. We will see about Thursday, but on Wednesday we will be off. All right, let's get into the MLB breakdown and then we will talk some NBA. First game on the MLB slate, San Francisco at Cincinnati, Webb at Gray. Gray is a minus 134 home favorite. My numbers show a small edge here on Cincinnati, but I'm likely staying away here. Sonny Gray has been kind of mediocre in the last outing. He went 4 innings against Pittsburgh, only 5 Ks, gave up 1 earned, 7 hits, and 2 walks. Walks have been an issue for him through the season. He has almost an 11% walk rate. Otherwise, Gray is fine. High swinging strike rate, 32% K rate, no fly balls, barely any hard contact. He should be okay. I'm not like majorly worried about him. But the Reds bullpen is a bit overused, which could be an issue. And on the other end, I kind of like Webb as well. Webb has a 3.5 Sierra, 26% K rate, 11% swinging strike rate, 58% ground ball rate, 26.5% hard hit rate, and he has a pretty high infield fly ball ratio as well. So yeah, I think both arms are great here. The Giants are way weaker against the right side of the plate. Slightly below average offense. There is some weather issue. We don't know. I will wait for an update here. There is likely no postponement, but there is some wind blowing in, high humidity, cloudy, some rain is in the forecast. So I'm just generally feeling like lukewarm about the game. I think the total at 8 is fine. I would lean towards the under, but this is a great park for offense, one of the better parks in the league for offense. And I'm not fully on board with Gray yet, and the Cincinnati bullpen is making me skip this one today. But I make this one minus 144 Cincinnati. So if the line keeps moving towards the Giants, I might end up being on Cincy, as I still feel stronger about them offensively, and Gray is just a better pitcher than Webb in my opinion. Next game, this is a great one, and I think this will be a wager for me today. Mets at the Braves, Taijuan Walker at Max Fried. Fried is a guy I really want to back. He has a 6.5 ERA, but just a 4 Sierra. He's settling in. Swinging strike rate 12.6%, only 22% hard hit rate, high infield pop-up rate, and he's a huge positive regression candidate. He has almost a 400 batting average against him on balls in play and almost a 20% home run to fly ball ratio. For a guy that's as good as him, that's not going to stay like that. And Walker, on the other end, while he's coming off a few good games against Baltimore and St. Louis, he has faced a super low level of competition so far. He faced Miami, the Nationals without Soto, the Cubs. This will be his toughest test by far, and his Sierra is more than two runs higher than his ERA. He has an 11% walk rate. Batting average on balls in play against him just 220. He has a 2.8% home run to fly ball ratio, super high line drive rates against both sides. So yeah, Walker is a guy I want to fade. Fried is a guy I want to back. I'm generally high on both squads, but I think Atlanta is the better team. They are likely getting Acuna back today. We will see about that. I think that will decide if this opens up minus 120 or higher. Like we see Bet Online right now, the only book with the lineup at minus 126 Atlanta. I wouldn't bet Atlanta there. Even if Acuna is in, I think that's a bit too much. But if he's out, I have to talk about this. There was some huge overreaction on Acuna being out in the last few games, and there was line value in all games of Atlanta after the lineup announcement, as people were just fading the crap out of them. This is still a good lineup, and yeah, I think that we could end up with value on them here against the pitcher in Walker. I want to fade. So yeah, if Acuna is out, I would probably even bet like a minus 110. If he is in, minus 120 ish. Yeah, this could be around my cutoff, this minus 126, but I think we will get a way better price on the Braves here. Washington and the Cubs, Leicester at Ozole. Similar situation to the game previously discussed. Leicester is a huge regression candidate, while Ozole is a positive regression candidate. Leicester has a 2.2 ERA but a 5.3 Sierra. Ozole has a 4.5 ERA but a 3.2 Sierra. And I really like Ozole. High swinging strike rate, doesn't walk anyone, no hard contact, high infield pop-up rate, contact rate under 70%. On the other end, Leicester, yes, he forces some soft contact, but he has an 81.5% contact rate, and the line drive rates are 32% plus against both sides. So I'm not sure he will survive this. Sadly, the Cubs are a pretty bad offense. They do have some power against lefties, so this split is not bad for them. 106 WRC plus 181 ISO, and they know everything about Leicester. He has been pitching for them for years. I think they have the book on him. I really want to back Ozole. I really want to fade Leicester. Sadly, the Cubs are a bit underpriced here. This open up as minus 125. That's a joke line. I would have bet the shit out of the Cubs there. Current line minus 146. I cannot touch this. I think they should be minus 135 ish, minus 140 tops. But anything higher than that, that's a no wager for me. But if you need like a lock of the day, I think the Cubs will win this quite easily. White Sox at Minnesota, Keuchel at Happ. This is a rematch from like 5 days ago. Same matchup, but the game was played in Chicago. Both teams were really successful offensively. Happ gave up 9 earned runs and Keuchel gave up 6 earned runs, and that's a rematch right now. Pitching against the same offense, I cannot back either pitcher in this spot. I'm expecting another high-scoring game. Happ is super bad this year. I think this is likely his final season. He has a 6.6% swinging strike rate, just a 14% K rate, and then 86% contact rate. And he got away with everything due to having a 220 batting average on balls in play against him and the 6.4% home run to fly ball ratio. So yeah, he will regress. He will continue to regress. I think the White Sox hit him. Keuchel, almost a 60% ground ball rate, just 28% hard contact, pretty high infield pop-up rate. He has a 64% ground ball rate against righties. But I mean, I don't like him either in this matchup. And the Twins, I think Twins offense will wake up. They showed some signs of life yesterday. I think I don't really want to pitch anyone against them, especially not the guy that's facing them back to back and the guy that cannot miss bats. But the White Sox, I mean, this is a dream matchup against Happ. They have a 154 WRC plus against lefties with a 190 ISO, the best offense in the league against lefties. White Sox also hold a 49 base runs differential. Minnesota is sitting at -6, although as I always say, Minnesota is a huge positive regression candidate. Maybe we see something here. So yeah, I cannot touch either side. In the first game, the White Sox closed it as -126 favorites at home. The game is now a pick'em in Minnesota. I'm fine with that. Personally, I would lean towards the White Sox. Way better pitching matchup, and I think Keuchel will likely at least control the damage, while Happ could be out of there within 2 innings. Yankees at Texas, almost a minus 300 line. Not going to bother with this. Cole should roll. He is amazing. His last outing was really, really, really good. I think the guy is really a top 3 arm. Texas is bad. Cleveland at the LA Angels. This is an interesting one. Patrick Sandoval is expected to start here for the Angels. He has no starts this year so far. Pitched 7 innings from relief. He is expected to go 60 to 65 pitches. This is not the guy you are afraid of. In 2019, he had a 5 ERA. In 2020, he had a 5.6 ERA. This year, he already gave up. He has a 15% walk rate and a 55% hard hit rate. Cleveland is not a great offense, but I think there is some value on them. I make the Angels minus 121 here, and they are almost minus 140 at most shops. Hedges went 4 innings against the Cubs with 6 Ks, no earned runs. He is still getting stretched out, but we could see him go 5 or 6 innings here. Lefty against the Angels, I don't really like that, but he's still at least like probably an average-ish MLB starting pitcher, and that's better than Sandoval. I think that the Angels, yes, they have the more talented offense, but not this much. And factoring in Sandoval going just a handful of innings here, and this being his first start, I think you have to lean towards Cleveland. And if we get to like plus 135 to plus 140, this would be a bet for me. Arizona at the LA Dodgers, Baumgartner at Buehler. Under is my look here. There is no line out yet. These were pulled, what you can see on the board. Nothing is available here. So there are a couple of things making me want to pick the under and bet the under. So Baumgartner coming off his best start so far, 7 innings, 8 Ks against Miami with no earned runs. His velocity is up again. So it was 88 to 89 miles per hour on his fastball to 91, and now he's almost touching 93. Looking real healthy. Dodgers against lefties this year, just an 87 WRC plus with a 26% K rate. So they strike out. Overall, not a lot of power, and they are missing Pollock, Bellinger, and Seager also now, who broke his hand a few days, like yesterday or 2 days ago. So Mad Bum, I think he will be fine. He has a 3.4 Sierra through the season, 27% K rate, no walks, 12% swinging strike rate, high infield pop-up rate. His contact rate is lower than Buehler's, which is amazing. Buehler obviously is the better arm still, 2.9 Sierra, 12% swinging strike rate, K rate at 28%, 1.8% walk rate, really not walking anyone. He's completely shutting down everyone, especially the right side of the plate. I'm looking at the under. This should be a 7 juice to the under in my opinion, and we will likely get a 7.5 that's very much juiced, like minus 120, but still that would be my look. And so far, this is my only look of the day that's 100% going to be a bet if we are getting back these 7.5s once the markets reopen. Colorado at San Diego, Darvish laying almost minus 200. I'm not laying minus 200 with the Padres. We know Hosmer, Tatis, and Myers. My line would be minus 240 with everyone in for San Diego. Obviously, huge downgrade, missing those guys. But I'm just waiting for them to come back, and the Padres will be a bet-on team in more closely lined contests. I'm not laying minus 200. John Gray isn't great. Colorado also with Blackmon being questionable. He's one of their handful MLB level bats. That's a really bad team. I need my bats back in the San Diego lineup. Detroit at Seattle, Mize at Kikuchi. Kikuchi has been rolling like crazy, and this is a dream matchup. Tigers are the worst offense in the league right now this season against lefties. Just a 52 WRC plus, 34% K rate, 0.066 ISO. Kikuchi with the 3.5 Sierra, no hard contact, missing bats, high ground ball rate. Everything is looking great. Maiza coming off an okay outing, 6 innings, 4 Ks, 2 earned. Overall through the season, he's like league average-ish. We've seen some signs of brilliance, and he hasn't been too bad lately, but only an 8.7% swinging strike rate, walk rate at almost 10%. 52% ground ball rate is nice, and he's kind of limiting hard contact a bit. Pretty good stuff against righties. Overall, I would be looking at the under here, but it's 8 is already juiced really to the towards the under, so it's basically a flat 7.5, and that's where I would line it. So no value unless we see some over money. I'm staying away here, but at a real flat 8, I would bet the under. Problem is I don't trust Seattle to lay like from the side perspective. I'm not laying minus 160 with Seattle for sure. And I don't really trust Maiza that much either. So yeah, I would need a better price on the under. But this is a game I think it's worth monitoring. This could turn into a wager. All right, so let's sum this up. I think it's a really strong look to look at Atlanta today. Walker, regression candidate, Fried, positive regression candidate. We could get Acuna back, but if he's still sitting this one out, there will be added line value. The people are just running to the window, fading Atlanta with no Acuna in the lineup. But I'm likely ending up on Atlanta. I would need a minus 120 or better without Acuna, and minus 110 or better if he is out. I'm looking at the Cubs. I really like this side, but I don't think we will get the line I would want. I would need like minus 135. This should be a blowout. Again, this is the case of a positive regression candidate in Azalea, and the guy that's really bad in Leicester, and the Cubs know everything about Leicester. I think they will know how to attack him. There is line value on Cleveland for sure here. I would need at least a plus 135, but likely a plus 140 on Cleveland to back them. Patrick Sandoval making his first start, limited to 60 to 65 pitches. Hengis hasn't been that bad. He's getting stretched out. I think he will be fine here. This is really a close game. Arizona at the Dodgers. This is my strongest look of the day, and the only bet I'm 100% locking it in. Once these lines come back online, I'm backing the under 7.5 runs. Minus 120 would be my really close to my cutoff, but I'm laying this one. Baumgartner is great. Dodgers aren't amazing against lefties, and they are missing 3 bats in the starting lineup. I think that's pretty important. And Arizona offense is just so bad. Bueller will have a field day here. And yeah, that's about it. All right, let's talk some NBA. Putting up the playoff picture as of right now. And we will talk about our 4 matchups here. Starting in the East, Indiana, Charlotte. So this is Indiana is hosting the game. They are the 9th seed. The loser goes home. Winner gets the loser of the 7th and the 8th seed. Both teams with serious injuries. The Hornets are without Hayward. And for the Pacers, Turner is out, obviously, and Warren. Brogdon could be back here, although he hasn't played in a while. We don't know his minutes. I don't think he will be a factor here. But still, I would kind of move my line towards the Pacers a bit. Hayward overall is a bigger piece missing from the lineup than Turner, although just slightly. I'm really high on Turner and his value as a defensive piece for the Pacers. My line here is between 3 and 3.5. Pacers being home favorites, of course. At 4, I would look at the Hornets, and generally I would look at the Hornets on nothing here. Teams have been kind of figuring out LaMelo a bit. He hasn't been that amazing in the home stretch, but the Pacers are really bad defensively now. Since Turner has been out, they are allowing 3 more points per 100 possessions. That's huge, and I just don't feel them right now. all over the place, tons of minor and major injuries. Hornets with a young core. I think they just have a better outlook here, and you are getting points. So yeah, I think 3 and 3.5 is fair. That's what the current market line is. But I would definitely look at the Hornets here. Other matchup in the East, Boston at Washington. Looking at Washington here, and this could be a wager for me. The Brown injury came for the Celtics at the worst time. They didn't really have time to just figure out life without Brown. He's worth at least 2.5 points to this spread. I'm expecting this to close around 2, Boston by 2, and I would probably grab Wizards money line. My only issue is Beal. That hamstring didn't look too hot in this last game. Hopefully he will play. Obviously, if he's not playing, all wages are off. But the recent form, I think, 100% favors the Wizards. They have strong free throw rate. The Celtics are giving up tons of free throws. They are fouling way too much. Boston has traded their starting center in the trade deadline. That's a huge downgrade, especially as the Wizards are getting stronger and stronger in the center position, and all the bigs are doing their work right now. And I think it's a huge mismatch inside the paint favoring the Wizards. I would need obviously Beal healthy and playing for this one, but the Wizards are my lean for now. I haven't locked any bets in yet, but I just don't think that the Celtics should even try here. They just shouldn't be in the playoffs right now. But that's kind of true for all of these teams. I think the Wizards are by far the most ready team out of these 4 teams in the East at this point. All right, Memphis at San Antonio at Memphis. Memphis is the 9th seed. I really like Memphis here. This is a bet that. At 3, I think the Memphis Grizzlies have to be a bet. If you look around shops right now, you can find Memphis minus threes. My numbers agree with that line, but you have to factor in many things here. Injuries won't be an issue here. Neither team has a strong or important injury here. Memphis with a huge rebounding edge, and the Spurs are just completely depleted. We've seen Memphis running out of gas in the last 2 weeks, but they have finished the season okay, 6-3 in the last 2 weeks with a positive point differential. Spurs went 2-8. They had the most games, I think, in a 2-week period like ever. They had a minus 10 point differential on average when in the last 2 weeks, grading 23rd in offensive and 26th in defensive points per possession. I really like the energy with Memphis, and I think their depth and talent is just at a way higher level than what the Spurs can put out. Memphis also swept the season series, winning by at least like 12 points, but 2 of the 3 games have been big blowouts. I think the rebounding, the youth, and the depth will be a huge difference maker. And at home, I don't have an issue laying 3 points. Maybe even 3.5 would be a wager for me. Lakers hosting Golden State. This is an interesting game, and I kind of feel that the Lakers will want to lose this game. Golden State obviously just winning any game they can, but the Lakers will want to face Utah in the first round, in my opinion, and that's the 8th seed matchup. Utah still only played Conley for a few minutes in this one game, and Mitchell hasn't seen action in a really long time. I think this is the spot where you want to face the Jazz. This is the spot where you can beat them, especially with LeBron and AD both playing like 30-ish minutes in the last time out, and now they've Schroeder is back. Everyone is kind of healthy. They are not at 100%, but everyone is available, and that will be enough. Golden State, yeah, Curry is nice. Green playing better than ever. Some confidence with Wiggins, but I mean, they don't have any depth. They don't have size. I think the small ball shit won't work against the Lakers. The Lakers will have just so much size on them and depth, and the Lakers also have great 3-point defense. So I think Golden State is really fucked here. Seven is the current line. I think that's too many points. So from a line value perspective, it's really Golden State or bust. And from a betting perspective, also, I think the Lakers know the Lakers are one of the smartest organizations out there, and they know that Phoenix facing Phoenix when the Lakers are still a bit banged up would be tough. I think they will want to throw this game and face Utah. I don't see them losing against the winner of Memphis and the Spurs. So this is kind of like a hot take, but I think the Golden State Warriors will win this one, as the Lakers will just kind of like soft throw it. But we will see if the Lakers try and really want to win this. Yeah, I think it's really a beat down. Golden State faces a terrible matchup here. So yeah, we'll go into the games a bit deeper tomorrow, breaking down the first two those are getting played tomorrow on Tuesday. But I'm leaning Wizards. I think the Wizards money line is my one of my stronger lean here, and Memphis at three, laying just 3 points at home. I think that's a bet. All right, thanks for tuning in. I will be back tomorrow, same time. As I said, no show on Wednesday, and but should be all right for the rest of the week. Good luck with your wagers. If you want to tell mine, you can go to patreon.com/the bettors zone and support the show and join the Discord channel. Peace out. Thanks for tuning in.